And we are live. Hello everybody, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones, wherever you might be. I'm Emma and welcome back to the House of Hubris here at twitch.tv/Saracent, where it is unseasonably warm. Welcome back to the Zero Escape series, and specifically, Virtue's Last Reward. As ever, I'm going to click continue just so it doesn't go into the intro cinematic. So, if you were here last time, when it was a shorter stream, because I was doing that thing where I can't stay conscious, we solved some really strange puzzles in the laboratory. We found some more Axelver, which is good, and then Dio stole it and is using it to blackmail us, which is bad. So we have to choose ally in this next Ambidex room, or he breaks it and we don't save Quark. Which, I get the feeling might be a bad end, and thus we are going to do it immediately. You know how it is. You know how it is. Let's get going. Yes, we are in our AB room with Clover. What are you going to do? I don't really have a choice, do I? There's only one thing I can do. I'm going to choose ally. You can't! You'll die! Well, you never know. Just because Dio told us to ally doesn't necessarily mean he's going to pick betray. Do you really think a jerk like that is going to choose ally if he doesn't have to? No! No way! He's got 6 PP right now. If he picks betray, then he'll have 9 points. Well, what about you? Huh? You've got 6 BP too, right? If Dio chose ally and we chose betray, then you'd have 9 BP. What? What? No, that's not... I didn't even realise that until you brought it up. I'm just trying to tell you that Dio's going to pick betray. That's who he is. And I'm trying to tell you that I've made up my mind. That's who I am. The only choice is ally. It's the only chance we have to get that medicine back. That's why Dio called you an IG. What makes you think he's going to give us the Axelavir even if you do what he says? Maybe he won't, but I can guarantee that he'll destroy it if I pick betray. That's who he is. Fine. Oh, jeez. Yes, and that's the other thing. Apologies in advance if my voice is slightly scratchy today, because I went to a concert last night and absolutely sang my lungs out, so yeah. Throat is a little bit touch and go, so we shall see how it holds up. Nah. If you aren't going to listen to me, then I guess I don't have a choice. I'll be pushing that button. Huh? Before I realised what was going on, Clover ducked past me and ran towards the voting machine. Wet pan. No! Stop! I snatched her by the arm and hauled backwards with all my strength, and as every piece of media ever has told us, once you grab a woman by the, arm, she is utterly powerless. Tropes, tropes, tropes. Ow! Sorry. Guess that was a little too hard, huh? Hey! Yes, but then you thought you are Sigma, PhD in Swole. What do you think you're doing? You can't just throw a girl around like that. Well, you're the one who tried to trick me. But you're gonna die! Dio's gonna kill you! You can't do this! I don't want you to die. Many ellipses were spoken that day. 10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. Thanks. It means a lot to hear you say that, Clover. I gave her my best reassuring nod and turned to face the polling machine. 3, 2, 1. So, where do we go from here? Like I say, I get the feeling betraying him is going to immediately lead... I feel like both of these are going to immediately lead to a bad end. The main purpose of this branch, I feel, was to teach us where the other Excalibur was so we can bring it into another timeline. Let's click Betray just for giggles. I always seem to do Betray first, because it's just, you know, you do the dick move first, get it out of the way, then you do the actual thing. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Morning, Abby. Welcome to the stream. Clover and I walked slowly out of the AB room. Dio glanced over at us as he exited his own room. I looked away before we could make eye contact. Sigma? Why? After all that stuff you said? I mean, it's not like I'm criticizing you. I think you made the right decision. Sorry. You don't need to apologize. Yeah, because looking at the flowchart, yes, we are now going down this shorter side, so I get the feeling this is going to immediately bad end us. But then picking ally, which Dio could kill us with, would not. Interesting. Interesting. Or I could just be reading too much into the interface, because we've seen before, they can just randomly add more flowchart on whenever they want to. I think I would have chosen Betray if I was in your position. We'll find another way. Alright. We just have to keep an eye on Dio. As soon as he gives us an opening, we take it. And I'm a terrifying government ninja Flintstone, so you know. And I'm sure Alice will help us too. Did you tell her? It's okay. We can trust Alice. There's no way she told him. Anyway, let's go check the results. Yeah. Oh, he's not even introducing it and we just get to do the anime portrait thing on our own. Would you look at that? Okay, he's got 9 now. I don't think that's the outcome any of us saw coming. Quarker's doing a lot of winning by being unconscious, so that's a, you know, a life choice I can vibe with. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. Hey, what the hell is this? Sorry, I decided to choose Betray. Oh, so you don't care what happens to Quark? What kind of a cold-hearted bastard are you? Oh wait, no, I think that was Sigma saying that. Yeah. What kind of a cold-hearted bastard are you? Jeez. Please, just give it back. Hey, Sigma? What are you talking about? We found the Excalibur in the laboratory. And Dio stole it. What? You mean he has it? Right now? No, I don't have it. What? Well, I won't have it in about 2 seconds. The moment the words left his mouth, I knew what he planned to do. I mean, he had told you what he planned to do. Like, you were warned that this would happen, so you didn't know. You didn't, like, not know that this was what he planned to do. No, don't! I leapt towards him as I spoke, but it was already too late. Dio snatched the vial out of his pocket, washed it up, and threw it to the ground. No! You bastard! What are you doing? A promise is a promise. If you had chosen ally, this never would have happened. You want to blame someone? Blame yourselves. Huh? I'd had enough. Something snapped in my brain. Bastard! Gah! I let out a guttural roar spelt wrong and leapt forward. I really shouldn't keep pointing out all the typos. Only to be stopped short by a firm hand on my arm, because Sigma, like anime women, can be stopped immediately by one well-timed grab to the arm. It was Phi. Hold it. Why are you stopping me? Because this isn't the time for that. What? What do you mean this isn't the time for... Look at the number 9 door. Kay. Kay was indeed standing in front of the door. What? What is he... No! 9. His BP is 9. What? Suddenly we were all running toward Kay and the number 9 door. And its incredibly slow transition animation. Kay! What the hell do you think you're doing? What am I doing? Well, that should be obvious. But if you insist, I am attempting to leave. Are you fucking kidding me? I assure you, I would do no such thing. I am perfectly serious. After a rational assessment of the facts, I have concluded that this is the wisest course of action. What is currently our highest priority? The answer is, of course, to save Quark. He must be taken to a hospital as soon as possible. For that to happen, one of us must escape and call for help. Currently, the only one of us capable of doing so is myself. That is why I intend to escape. And leave us all behind. Unavoidable. But as I said, I do intend to call for help. Couldn't you have at least waited until the next round? Then you could have raised Quark's BP to 9 and taken him with you. And what would happen if Dio was Quark's opponent in the next round? I have no illusions about what Dio would do. This is the most logical choice. The number 9 door has been opened. It's good that it has that incredibly long transition, because then we can have a massive conversation without it impacting the time limit. It will remain open for 9 seconds. Wait! Where's Alice? Ah yes, Alice is in the AB room. She has collapsed, but you needn't be concerned. She's only sleeping. Oh no! What did you do to Alice? You will need to ask her yourself. I must take my leave. Hey! Damn it! Wait! Dio charged at Kay. What's he gonna do? But the large man easily sidestepped him and tumbled nimbly through the door just before it closed. Ooh, we're doing the Indiana Jones exit. In a sequence that would probably look really dope if we had animated it. We have not. However, enjoy this door. number 9 door has closed. This ends the nonary game. Thank you for your participation. As the game is over, all doors other than the number 9 door have been unlocked. Escape is not possible. Please enjoy your stay. Bad end. Bedend, if you will. But hey, we've got to get all the endings. You just gotta. So we'll be going to back to there next, but we may as well see this branch out, and this time we won't take the random dick move to no benefit. Also, you will note how, like, every time we've hit betray, it's led to a bad end. It's almost like we're trying to make a point here about how collectivism and working for the good of everyone works. Back we go. Back we go. Press start. And fast forward. And then they have a fight. And this time we click ally and Dio kills us. Clover and I stepped out of the AB room. We both said a bunch of punctuation. For several long moments we just stared at one another. Words weren't necessary. Everything she would have tried to tell me I could already see in her eyes. Let's go. I turned and headed towards the results screen. Sigma? I heard her behind me, her voice barely louder than a whisper. The choice was already made. I stood up straight and kept walking. And then we all did an anime portrait thing. Except me. Sigma never gets to do one. So K goes up to 9 again. And we get murdered. And Dio also goes up to 9. -1. We are the -1. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. -1. What? Sigma's BP is negative. Suddenly all eyes were on me, in the words of Bo Burnham. I felt their weight, but stood my ground. It was the result I had expected. I took a deep breath, closed my eyes. I didn't have to wait long. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist, barely even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soparil. Ooh, woozy camera. I blinked and my vision started to blur. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. This is a mood. My legs began to wobble and then gave out entirely as I crumpled to the floor. Sigma! Sigma! Hang on! Hey! Sigma! Get up! Sigma! Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Trying to open my eyelids was like trying to lift sheets of lead. My eyes had lost the ability to focus, but I could make out a blur that had to be Dio in front of the number 9 door. Damn it. You'll keep your promise. God damn it. I groaned and with a Herculean effort lifted my head and then my sluggish body off the floor. Every step was a battle, and whenever I shifted my weight, my muscles threatened to give out again. Somehow I forced myself ahead, a single thought burning in my mind. I would reach Dio. Then, at last, the smudge of colour faded into a recognisable person. I threw out my hand in front of him. Give it back. Give me the medicine. Give it back? Don't act like it's yours. Aren't we supposed to share everything we find here? I don't care. Just hand me the medicine. What are you talking about? We found the Excalibur in the laboratory. Dio stole it. What? You mean he has it? Right now? Yeah. So? I kept my promise. Now you... I wasn't a fool. I knew the kind of person Dio was. There was a chance he wouldn't give us back the Excalibur. If he didn't, then I'd die with my hands around his throat. Gathered as much of my mind as I could and got ready to attack. Fine. Not quite what I've been expecting. Yeah. With a shrug, he pulled the vial out of his pocket and tossed it towards me. What, the person who's being sedated? I caught it, which is... what? How? I can't catch things when I'm not on industrial-grade anesthetic. But hey, here we are. I caught it and pulled the tiny glass bottle to my chest, worried I might drop it. The label said, unmistakably, Excalibur. It was the real thing. No, that's Coke. Clover. Take it. I held it out towards her. Right. Of course. She quickly tucked it into her pocket. She has pockets. Where in that outfit does she have pockets? And you know the obvious answer, don't give it. Good. Now at least Quark will be alright. With that, the last of my strength left me and I dropped to my knees. Ah! Sigma! Are you okay? Sigma! Sigma! I guess this is it. First is the Soparil, which puts you to sleep. 9 minutes later, the tubercularin is injected, numbing your respiratory muscles. I guess you could say it'll really take your breath away. 9 minutes. Once the Soparil was injected, I had 9 minutes until the muscle relaxant followed it. About 4 minutes had already passed, which left me with 5, give or take a little. In 5 minutes, I would be dead. What could I do in 5 minutes? How could I save myself? Maybe by remembering where that thing of neostigmine was, just saying. Huh. I gave a raspy, quiet laugh. Even with death staring me in the face, I seemed to be determined to struggle right up until the very end. Okay, Sigma. You can do this. Clinging desperately to what little consciousness I had left, I racked my brain for any possible solutions. How could I save myself? How? There had to be something. Every problem, no matter how difficult, has a solution. There's always another option. Hopelessness is a state of mind. I just had to think. Think. If there was a way out, I'd find it. Check out this hook while it knows the different thing. I wasn't ready to give up on life yet. There had to be an answer. Oh, okay. I assumed that would be because we found the neostigmine in another timeline. We'll be able to be like, Clover, go and get the thing, and then once I die, inject me, I'll be fine. I assumed that was where we were going with that, but no, apparently we just die. Block number 3, 5 minutes of life. Oh, no, crap, pressing return there takes me back out to the opening sequence, and I can't fast forward for some reason. Sigma, rain, fire, crotch, facility in the middle of nowhere, 0, smash. Back to the start. But we're not going back to the start. We're going back into the flowchart to look around. Because does it mark keys? Because I know it marks lock. I don't think it specifically marks keys on the. Oh no, wrong button. On the flowchart, which is a shame. It makes things a little hard to follow sometimes. But that's fine. Anyway, let's go through Lock 4, because now we know where there's more antiviral medication, because this is the branch where Quark and Alice have both got it, but we found Alice before she killed herself. And now here we are. And we fast forward. So we have a lecture. We're like, no, it's Max Oliver. What is that? IG. Okay. Yeah, okay. Need to calm down. Think there had to be some way to save both of them. It was there, I knew it. IG equals immunoglobulin. Do you know what immunoglobulin is? It's another name for antibodies. Some people have antibodies that can fight off Radical 6. IG Replicator. Replicator makes it sound like it makes copies of stuff. Sounds like a copy machine. Copy machine has always been one of those. Like, I try not to rag too much on the differences between British and American English, because God knows my own personal dialect is such a bastardized version of both. But copy machine for photocopier has always seemed like a weird one for me. I don't know. Maybe that's a me thing. That's probably a me thing. There are many me things. They could be in a toaster. There you go. 32.5 minutes to me making a reference that I thought was hilarious and nobody else in the world will get. Yeah. Probably copies IG. Whatever that is. Any ideas? Who knows? Ice cream by the gallon? We need to get that one stupid joke in the flashback. That's it! I've got it. The IG replicator in the laboratory. It's an immunoglobulin replication machine. Oh, what? It can copy immunoglobulin. Antibodies. Luna just said Axelavir is made from antibodies. That means we can make more Axelavir. Hold on a moment. There is a strange device in the laboratory that says IG replicator on it. Clover and I examined it thoroughly when we were in that room. Yeah. We never could figure out what it did, though. Exactly. My question is, how do you know about it, Sigma? I saw it when I was in the lab. When was that? Yeah. Probably when you went looking for Alice, right? No. I was wrong. I hadn't gone to the laboratory when I was looking for Alice. I didn't think I'd ever been to the laboratory. So how did I know about the IG replicator? If what he's saying is true, then we should be able to duplicate the Accelavir. That would mean we could cure both Alice and Quark. Let's go have a look then. Laboratory, right? Yeah. No time to waste. We all nodded. Wait. We can't leave them here all alone. Luna, do you think you could stay behind and look after them? Because, you know, if they decide that they wake up and want to kill everybody and then themselves, you'll be so equipped to hold them back. Oh, of course. I'd be happy to. Alright then. Let's go. Why do you need to take everyone to the laboratory? What are 6 of you going to accomplish? Also, who was the dead woman? We never found out in the branches where she existed. I guess we still have a couple more branches of that to go, and obviously a bunch that didn't finish, so... But still. These games leave plot threads hanging and then resolve them in unsatisfying ways. Who could have seen that coming? It'll be like halfway through the next game and it'll just suddenly turn out, oh, the dead woman was a dream. Once again, as ever, what do these transitions add to anything? Laboratory. So, this is the lab, huh? Yes. Where's this IG replicator thing? Right here. See? So this can copy the Accelavir? I think so? What are we waiting for? Calm down, alright? Don't rush me. Carefully lowered the small vial of Accelavir into the slot on the side of the machine. An empty vial already protruded from the other side. Presumably that was where the duplicated Accelavir would go. Ready? When I push this button, it should... Skip it! Just press the damn thing! Again, the game is being self-aware for once, like, oh, why does he give you a countdown before he puts a key in a lock and has to narrate everything just before he does it? But being self-aware about your problems does not stop them being problems. It's one thing your house being on fire. If you're stood outside going, my house is on fire, Lamau, your house is still on fire. Right. And pressed. Did it work? Have a look. The empty vial has something in it now. So in a really philosophical sense, the empty vial no longer exists. Think about that, Dio. And while you're thinking about that, stay out of the way. And the vial Sigma used remains as it was. As far as you can tell, it might just be full of purple paint. It does not seem to have lost any of its contents. So, it worked? Would have been pretty bad if it hadn't. Alright, let's get this thing back to the infirmary. I reached down and pulled both vials from the machine, intending to slip them deftly into my pocket. Oh shit. What happened? Sorry. My hand slipped. You can catch them while under anesthesia, but you can't just pick them up while fully sober and conscious? Sigma! What is your deal? You dropped one of them. Yeah. Just one, though. What in the hell? Have you broken it, you idiot? Oh, come on. If it had broken, then we could have just made another copy. Before Tenmyoji could reply, Fi spoke. Guys? I was surprised to hear her voice coming from near my feet. I looked down to see her staring intently at something beneath the table. Is it a bomb? See? It did break! No, the vial's fine. See? She held it up in one hand, but didn't move her eyes. Then what the heck is going on down there? Take a look. She slid back from the table, quickly and silently. The rest of us bent down to look. Oh hey, it's a bomb! Who could have seen this coming? A bomb? Because Sigma is a Scooby-Doo character. Oh, really? That makes two, then. Guess Kay was right after all. So there were more bombs. So it would seem. Was this here when you guys came through the first time? No, it was not. Yeah, I didn't see anything, and I looked real hard. Then somebody must have set up while we were looking for Alice. Who the hell would do that? We were all out looking for Alice. It could have been any of us. No, not any of us. I was back in the infirmary. Quark was still out, so I was keeping an eye on him. So we shouldn't consider you a suspect. Is that right? Yeah. Quark's off the list too. But Tenmyoji, you have no proof that you spent the entire time in the infirmary, do you? What? You could have quietly made your way to the laboratory, planted the bomb. That's insane! Listen to yourself. There's no way in hell I'd left Quark all by himself to go plant a goddamn bomb! Tenmyoji was still staring furiously at Kay when Clover spoke up. Hey, what's this thing? I turned in time to see her grab something from under the table. It looks like a memory card. Where was it? Right under the bomb. It was down on the floor under the table. Could it have been put here by the same person who set the bomb? So presumably, I would assume that goes for the password device and has the passwords on it that we need to input. Input. It should, like by regular English rules, be input. But when did English ever follow any rules, least of all its own? And once again, we fall prey to borderless windows. So I am now just going to talk for a minute and a half because I accidentally started an ad break. So, hello everyone. If you are still watching this, then thank you for subscribing, I guess. Otherwise, you'll be watching ads right now while I just vamp. I'm not particularly good at vamping. I tend to run out of things to say fairly soon. And this time I even have a timer, so it'll tell me exactly how long I can vamp for. But yes, I would assume that this is the memory card with the passwords that we can use with the password device to disarm the bombs. Why did I say bombs? Who can say? This is what vamping does, is you just start pronouncing silent letters all over the place. Silent letters, should I say. That's a fun gimmick. Just start spelling the phrase silent letters with all the silent letters you can find. There's an H in the middle of letters. I'm not going to tell you where it is. There you go, 70 seconds. That was how long I could vamp for without just drying up entirely, which is what just happened then. Oh. Still a bit tired, but then what else is new when I'm streaming? Throat, as I say, a touch scratchy. But it's all good. All good. We're back. Hello everyone watching who isn't a subscriber, who just enjoyed 90 seconds of ads, but hey, now if you come onto the stream in the next half hour you won't get any pre-roll, so in a way, did I do you a favour? No. But anyway. There was nothing like it here when we examined this room. Do you think they dropped it accidentally? Unless it was left here intentionally, yes, I imagine so. So, wow, incisive analysis from Kay there. Unless it was done intentionally, it was probably done unintentionally. Kay with the big brain. What do you think's on it? Let's take a look. Can I see it for a minute? Yes, because I can read memory cards with my eyes. Yeah, I guess so. I picked the card out of her hand and looked around the room. Nothing. Shoot. Oh, no dice. And there were dice in the other room. I need to plug it into something that can read memory cards, but I don't see anything here. So, what do we do? Come on, if I knew, I'd be doing it. "10 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes." Oh yeah, I forgot we were already in a voting period. All players, please enter your votes. If no vote is recorded before the deadline has passed, any non-voting parties will automatically ally. Guys, I think maybe we should get back onto the top floor. Yeah, you're right. We've got what we came here for. What should we do about the bomb? Not much we can do, except leave it here. Alice said it'd be dangerous to touch them. True, but... drop it. We can talk about the bombs later. Right now, we need to take care of Alice and Quark. Right, so we'll go back to the infirmary, give them the Excalibur, then head to the Flore warehouse. Right. And we just go straight to the infirmary without having to do the whole stupid transition thing. The whole stupid transition thing, of course, the title of my memoirs. This ought to do it. It might take a little while, but they should recover. She made up. You don't know the prognosis on this. You only heard of this disease like an hour ago. Her voice was quiet as she backed away from Alice and Quark. In her hand was the injection gun. She carefully removed the empty vial, placed it gently in the cabinet with the other one. While we were in the laboratory, Luna had moved Quark to a crude cot. They both looked peaceful as they slept. A crude cot which in this art looks identical to all the other hospital beds. The madness I'd seen on their faces before was completely gone. Are they really going to be alright? Yes. The analysis I did on the vials confirmed that the duplicate was real Excalibur. The original was genuine too, of course. Now that they've been treated, It's only a matter of time before the virus is eliminated. Not really how it works, but go off. I believe so, yes. Oh man, what a relief. I was really worried. Clover grinned. I don't know what that said. Oh, I said agreed. When there are single word ones, my brain is... I'm clicking again to speed the text up, and sometimes if the text has just finished before I click, it just skips on to the next. So that's why short stuff gets skipped a bunch. I gave her a reassuring pat on the back. 5 minutes remain until Ambidex game polling closes. How quick were those tests you ran, Luna? Alright, everybody. We can be relieved later. Right now, we need to get to the AB rooms. And fast. Duh. Don't even have time to catch our breath. Oh, come on, let's go. Floor A warehouse is waiting. Oh, but this time we're going to do all the intermediate shots. I mean, there's only 2 of them, but you know. Well, 3 if you count this next door, I think. And you should, because... why would you count one and not the other? It is the same animation. Any more corpses in the AB rooms? Huh? Where's Tenmyoji? Oh, he stayed back at the infirmary. What? Why? Well, when we were all heading out, I noticed he wasn't doing anything. So I asked him if he was coming with us. And this was what I got. I'm still worried about Quark and Alice. I think I'll stick around and make sure they're okay. I see. That means the Phi's only opponent will be Dio. 1-on-1, huh? Yeah. It's cool. Nothing to worry about. I plan to choose ally. Trustworthy man. You know why? Because I've only got 1 BP. Exactly. And yet. If you chose ally and I betrayed you, your BP would drop below 0 and, well, we know what happens then. I want to win, but I'm not that desperate. You see what I'm saying, right? Tenmyoji and Dio are a pair. Tenmyoji only have 1 BP left. Since Dio said he's going to pick ally, Phi can't really pick anything else. Well, she could click betray, and then if he's lying about picking ally, then he's being a dick and you're justified. And if not, you've defended yourself well. And then I can just smack the mouse wheel with my enormous fingers. If she does, Tenmyoji will, yeah, that's pretty much it. Kay and I are going to be going 1-on-1 too, right? Since Quark's still sleeping. That is correct. How many VP do you guys have? I've got 6. As do I. Ugh, this will be a tough one then. If one of them can get the other to ally, and then betray that person, the betrayer has 9 points. Look, Kay, I know you don't really have any reason to trust me, but... I know. You would like us both to vote ally, yes? Yeah. I agree. If we were both to betray, then we would gain no points. We would lose nothing either, but that's hardly relevant. If both of us cooperate, then we will both gain 2 points, which is far more beneficial. Right. Okay, good. You're really gonna do it, right? Yes. Promise? Promise. 1 minute remains until Ambidex game polling closes. Shit, this is bad. We need to move. Now! I mean, you have 10 minutes to go into the rooms you're all stood next to and press a button. It's not that urgent. Indeed. Shall we? Dio, Kay, Fi, and Clover all took off immediately before heading into different AB rooms. Counting from the left, Dor went into room 3, Kay went into room 4, and Phil and Clover went into rooms 5 and 6 individually. Respectively, sorry. Words. That left Luna and myself. What do you think about me taking the one on the far left? Sounds good. And you know what else sounds good? Taking a brief break. It's a bit earlier in the stream than I normally would, but getting tired and also need to drink and do all the liquid things. So I'm going to run some ads while I'm gone, because we may as well stack up that pre-roll free as far as we can while we've got it. But in any case, I will be back in about 10 minutes. I'm going to go and stretch and hydrate and ads. And I would recommend that you do some or all of the same things. And yes. And then we can come back to the AB game. Love you all. See you in a few. And we're live. Hello again, everybody. Apologies for the somewhat longer than expected break. I had to futz around with some tech stuff. Nothing anybody actually cares about, so I shan't bother giving you the details right now. If you want that, you can go to my Patreon, which doesn't exist, so good luck. With that settled, we headed into AB room number 1. And here we have to have the whole animation. One Ambidex room notably unoccupied, because that would be Alice's, I think. Yes. Start the thing. Close the door. Animate doors are the most important thing about this whole series. 30 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. It's probably a little late to say this, but you know Alice is still in the infirmary. So... You're saying we should pick Ally, right? Since Alice is going to default to that anyway. Yes. I know. It's not really fair to betray someone who isn't voting. Luna's face broke into a warm, happy smile. Not to be sappy, but it was like a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. I grinned back at her before I knew what I was doing. For a minute, the nonary game didn't seem so scary. 10 seconds remain until Ambidex game polling closes. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, yeah, sure. As Luna put it so well, we can't really not do this. Let's kick off with Ally. We're going to be going back and doing the other one afterwards anyway. Round 2 of the Ambidex game has been completed. Results will be displayed in the warehouse. Thank you for your participation. Ambidex gates now opening. Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. And I moved my mouse cursor because it was in just the right place to give her a strange Hitler moustache. Alright, let's go have a look at the results. Okay. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. And do the anime portrait thing. Blim. They betrayed each other. Everyone betrayed each other. Would I swear? Excuse? Alice? Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. I am once again the negative one. What? It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes and looked again. No, that's not possible. How can Alice's vote be betray? It was a question I would never know the answer to. There was a sharp, quick pain in my wrist. Hardly even noticeable. I couldn't feel anything flowing into my veins, but I knew it was there. First would be the anesthetic Soporil. I blinked and my vision started to blur. This is all very familiar. When I tried to think, it felt like my mind had been stuffed with cotton. Legs give out. We've heard this. Sigma. Sigma! Hang on! Oh no! Sigma! Get up! Sigma! Sigma! No. Why? My eyelids felt like they were made of lead, but I forced them open. Everything was growing blurry, but I noticed that the door of the second AB room was open. No one had gone into that room. I'd watched them all. And yet, there she stood, an apparition that couldn't possibly be real. Well, there you go. Your drugs are quick. Ow. This. The world was gradually going black, and my mouth refused to form words, but my head echoed with questions. How? Why? What was she doing there? Did she run in at the last moment after Luna and I entered our room? But even if she had, why'd she just betray? Then the darkness closed over my mind as well, and my questions were gone. Forever. Bad end. There you go, for once choosing ally gets us the bad end. Good job me, I've got a nose for them, clearly. Yes, I would like to overwrite this save. God, we are knocking them out today. So this time, let's choose Betray, because apparently a recently conscious woman is going to murder us. And we fast forward. Have to still click start though. Doors close. We have a very brief conversation. Luna smiles and we go, aww. This countdown is still slower than it needs to be. Dick move time! Luna and I stepped out of the AB room. Why? What happened to it's not fair to betray someone who isn't voting? I thought... There was nothing I could think of to say. Even I didn't really understand why I picked Betray instead. Because I am in control of this game. This is my playthrough, not yours, Sigma, which is good because you make bad decisions. It almost felt unconscious, like some other part of my mind was making the decision. Perhaps I've been possessed by some sort of evil spirit that moved my finger to the betray button against my will. It's me, I'm evil spirit. Right, but we should go and see the results. Really? We already know what they are. It's just simple maths. The look in her eyes was more painful than any punch I'd ever taken. I turned away and almost ran towards the projector, aiming to get away from those eyes. How many punches have you taken, Sigma? I guess that's how you get a PhD in Swole, you have to get in a lot of fights. Results from round 2 of the Ambidex game will now be displayed. Please direct your attention to the results screen. Everyone betrays each other. Ha 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 ha. Good luck, Zombie Alice. Points have been assigned or subtracted accordingly. Please check your bracelet to see your updated bracelet points. And by updated we mean exactly the same. What? We just saw all of this. Oh, well, actually, it'll come out quite differently quite soon, because we're not on drugs. It wasn't possible. I blinked, rubbed my eyes, and looked again. No. How can Alice's vote be betray? That's not possible! Whip pan. Oh, hey, here's Alice. Weirdly lit. Alice? She was standing inside the second room from the left. The room that should have been empty. Why? My mind was still reeling. Where had she come from? As I was trying to form a sentence, she began to move toward us. From around me, I heard a chorus of muted gasps. It seemed we were united in our surprise and confusion. Also, if they were muted, how did you hear them? Because surely the sound of a muted gasp is... Think about that. Alice drew to a stop in front of me and glanced up at the display. Thought you'd get an easy couple points, huh? Not so easy when you have to look your victim in the eye, is it? I mean, you did the same thing. Coward. Me? A coward? You've got some balls saying that to me after you picked Betray. Why are you even here? You gave me the antivirus, didn't you? Tenmyoji told me. Thank you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, honestly. But you should still be under the effects of the anesthetic. Now she's a government ninja, they ain't got no time for drugs. Yes, well, I still am. A bit. I have a throbbing headache and I can barely stand. It's horrible. I'm more resistant to anesthetics than most people. A result of my training. I have a feeling Zero Senior knew that. Why? They gave me... Oh, okay. They gave me way more than the standard dose of that gas when they kidnapped me. I was about to say killed me. They didn't kill her. As is evidenced by the fact that she's still here. Either we're all dead or none of us are. How do my glasses get covered in crap in like seconds after I start filming? This isn't filming, this is streaming. Hello, we're live. Please do not swear. Except, you know, swear if you want, I can't stop you. In any event, a few minutes ago I woke up in the infirmary. Tenmyoji explained what was going on, and I got here as fast as I could. So you showed up right after we'd gone into the AB room? Yes. Right in the nick of time as well. About 10 seconds before the deadline, as I recall. You did that just so you could betray us? Right. What, don't I get to do that? I mean, it turned out to be the right thing to do, didn't it? You two chose Betray. If I'd stayed back there, I'd have lost 2 points. So you're saying it was self-defense? Yes. You're full of shit. Self-defense, my ass. You chose Betray because you wanted out. You had 6 BP. If I had picked Ally, you would have had 9. That's what you were trying to do, right? So what if I was? Are you serious? You would have killed me. Look, I only have 1 BP. You were this close to murdering me, and also it happened, and then we made it unhappen, so don't try and make it happen again, lady. Just admit it. You were planning to kill me, so you could escape. Don't be stupid. I knew you'd choose betray. There was... Tell the truth. That is the truth. Why am I the only one getting the 3rd degree here? Look at those results. 2 other people just tried to kill someone. Fine, Dio. Yes. If Dio had chosen ally, Fi would have killed Tenmyoji. And if she had chosen ally, Dio would have killed her. Yeah, but that's just your mutually assured destruction thing. That's the situation where you know everybody's going to vote betray unless you actually do some kind of collective action work. Everybody, because as soon as you make the underprivileged fight, then they act in self-defense because you've got to protect what little you have. Not that I'm making any sweeping political statements here. I don't want to be rude, but it looks like Clover and Kay tried to trick one another. Not that it seems to have worked. If either one had chosen ally, the other one would have 9 BP right now. Everyone sucks at this. Surprise! You're all crap. I turned to look at the results again. Before, I'd only been looking at my own. Hadn't realised that there was only one word all across the roster. Betray. Whatever trust we've managed to build had fallen apart. Everyone was suspicious of everyone else, in the words of Meatloaf. Had it been the bombs? I mean, they probably didn't help. Or had it been something else? Whatever the reason, if it kept up, we'd never manage to escape. We'd be trapped in a cycle of 0-point rounds for the rest of our lives. Something had to be done. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. Alright guys, pay attention. You've probably already all figured this out, but we can't keep going like this. If we don't start being a little more trusting, we're never going to get out of here. We need to work together. I might as well have been talking to a wall. My apologies, Sigma. I need to think on something for a bit. I would appreciate being left alone. Okay. I'll be leaving too. Things are getting a little too intense here for my delicate constitution. Sorry. Yo. Well, in that case... And Tufi. Yeah, sorry. Without a word, she turned and left the warehouse. Dio and Kay quickly followed suit. See? There's your answer. In the end, everyone's just thinking about themselves. So I would appreciate it if you could not treat me like I'm the only villain here. Come on, Clover. Let's go. Hold on. I'm coming. Are you feeling okay? I was really worried, you know. I watched them walk away, Clover practically jumping with delight to have Alice back. Before long, they reached the yellow door and disappeared beyond it. And that one even gets an animation. Everyone's gone. You aren't gonna leave too? No. Are you sure? I mean, I chose Betray. I know. But I still believe in you, Sigma. I think your hand must have just slipped or something. Right? My chest hurt, and when I blinked I felt something hot and wet prick the corners of my eyes. Either it was tears, or this was about to become a very different kind of game. Luna, Okay, they are leaning way too heavily on Luna is pure and beautiful and lovely and has never done anything wrong, and her smile lights up the sky like a sunbeam on a dark day. And it's just like, okay, she's evil, we get your point. I bit my lip. Before I could think of anything to say, the metallic rumble of the doors closing echoed through the warehouse. And we have to watch it because all our door animations are very important. The Ambidex gates have closed. And stop punching the mouse wheel. Round 3 of the Ambidex game will be the star round. Star keys are required to open the gates. There is no set limit on usage of the star keys. The Ambidex gates can be opened as many times as the players wish to open them. 9 times we want. Ah. Yes, as long as we have the star keys. That means we can keep playing the AB game over and over too. Sigma, could you show me your bracelet? What? Why? Do you remember what Zero Jr. said? As soon as the gates close, your colours all get shuffled up automatically. The parent solo assignments hop around a bit too. Oh yeah, I remember. Let's see here. I'm a cyan pear. What about you? I'm a magenta pear. I wonder what the others are. They could be anything, I suppose. You won't know until we have a look. We've got about 80 minutes until the next set of chromatic doors open. So, what should we do now? Have we ever actually made it through the white doors? I feel like we haven't. I think every time we get sidetracked by something and then die. Or get choked out and then wake up with our hand chopped off in the indeterminate future. Everyone else has gone off on their own. Yeah, physically and emotionally. Cutting. I really don't like how this is going. Won't matter how many times we repeat the AB game if nobody trusts anybody else. We'll never be able to get out of here. Maybe it would help if we all had a common goal. And you do! Getting out of here! Something to unite our hearts and minds. Yeah, but we've already got something like that. We all want to get out of here. Seems like a pretty clear goal to me, but everybody chose Betray. Delayed gratification in my games. Including me. Well, what if we have an enemy? We do! An enemy? Yes, a common foe. Like the person who set the bombs, for instance. After coming back from the lab, I'd told her about the bomb while she gave Alice and Quark the Excalibur. Huh. Yeah, that might work. If we can figure out which one of us planted those bombs, then everyone else would work together against them. Right. But how do we figure out who it is? Well, do you have any clues? Clues? Ah. Oh, that's right! Memory card! Pulled it out of my pocket and held it out towards her. What's this? I told you, a memory card. It was under the bomb we found in the lab. I think whoever set the bomb dropped it. Really? Yeah. I know what's on it, though. Couldn't find any kind of memory card reader. Oh. I guess we can't really use it then. Oh. Wait a second. You know what? I think I might have seen something. Huh? Because, you know, sometimes the correct way to express shock is just to Hadoken your own face off. It's one of those solves all your problems by creating exciting new problems situations. Yes, I remember. The infirmary. I saw it when I was searching the infirmary with Dio and Quark. There was a memory card just like that one. Was that right? I don't remember that from the infirmary. Then... Yes. I think we can see what's on it. Oh, so just the one in the big TV in the infirmary? The computer there should be able to read it. Was there an extra slot there? Because usually they're color-coded. Luna and I exploded into the infirmary, nearly running into Alice, Clover and Tenmyoji. Quark was there as well, of course, but it was just we'd left him asleep on the bed, because he's not a government ninja. What are you doing here? I opened my mouth to retort, then thought better of it. If I really wanted people to start trusting each other, well, real change starts at home. We're actually learning some leftist policies. As quickly as I could, I explained the second bomb and the memory card and how it come to the infirmary in hopes that we could discover the contents of the latter. Okay. Then stick it in already. Go ahead. Oh wow, they're not making that into a sex thing. Like, they'll make the most arbitrary things into a sex joke in this game, but not the woman everybody's been creeping over all games shouting, stick it in then. It's like, we set the goalposts, and hitting them would be bad, but instead you kicked the ball in the opposite direction and hit something worse. Or like, as bad, but more confusing. Right. Just as Luna had said, there was a small slot under the screen, exactly the right size to fit a memory card. Within moments, the screen was filled with what appeared to be random letters. Criddled. What is this? 6 rows, 22 letters each. It looks like the odd rows use one set of letters, and the even rows use another set. Oh yeah, it's just 2 lines repeated. In other words, the first 2 rows just repeat. That's what I said, Luna. Yeah. Is this some kind of code or something? It doesn't look random to me. I think there might be a pattern, I just don't know what it is. Was there anything else on there? No, it doesn't look like it. So what we get is this gibberish. Hey Alice, you haven't said anything for a while. What's up? Does any of this look familiar to you, Clover? What do you mean? Have you seen something like this before? Maybe during your training? Training? Ah! This is... So you do recognize it? Alright, knock it off, you two. How about you share it with the rest of the class? Alice sighed and stretched her neck from side to side, which is a solid reminder that I should probably be doing the same. Yep, that's a whole bunch of noises. I believe this is an encoded message from a terrorist organization. What? They call themselves the Myrmidons. Oh cool, let's just introduce a bunch more plot elements. What are the Myrmidons? Put simply, they're a bunch of thugs who are trying to destroy or dismantle most of human civilization. Isn't that what every group says about its enemies? Just saying. So, this thing we're looking at, you think it's theirs? Well, they have a number of different codes, but I do think this is one of them. Then the bomb? It was set by one of these Myrmidons, wasn't it? Yes, well, I can't say for sure, of course, but it seems likely. Oh damn, have I got a ton of questions for you. But let me start with this one. What the heck does that thing say? I don't know. What? How am I supposed to decode it? I don't have the key. That key would take literally hundreds of years to decode. What about you, Clover? I mean, it'd probably take less than hundreds of years if you, given the restrictions that you're probably looking for something in plain text on account of every other thing in this has been plain text. Well, if Alice doesn't know how, I sure don't. I see. Not much we can do then. We can come back to that code stuff later. I've got another question. Alice, Clover, who the hell are you? Why do you know about this code? That's... You told me your job was to eliminate enemies of the state or something like that. Just what the hell kind of a job is that, Government Ninja? I think it's time you told us what you do. Government Ninja. Ellipses for all. Sorry, but I can't. Why not? Because you might be one of them. You might be the person who set the bomb. That's idiotic. Of course I'm not. Really? And where's your proof? For all I know, you're my enemy. I can't tell you anything. I'm not your enemy. I'm your ally. I'm your friend. I just want all of us to get out of here. Just, please, just tell us. Please. We need to find out who did this so we can all escape. But we have too little information and we need your help. Fine. If you won't tell us about yourself, then just tell us about the Myrmidons. What else do you know about them? I'm sorry. Before I could blink, she'd leapt up and run out of the room. Which, given how slow the doors are, quite impressive that that was before you could notice, although I guess it is Sigma, that's not a particularly high bar. Hey, wait! Alice? I took off after her. How long are you going to keep following me? Until you tell me what you know. Then why don't you just ask Clover? Clover? You already know she works with me. Well, yeah. Then why don't you? I wanted to hear it from you. Why? It's a good question. I mean, to be fair, it's probably just because I've heard it from Clover already in one ending. How close are we to an ending on this? 1,000,000 miles. Oh, this is a long branch. Remember the crew quarters of this garden? We got paired up for 2 separate rounds. That means I've spent more time with you than anybody else here. Maybe that's it. I guess I'm just curious about you. What are you talking about? She spun around to hide it, but I caught a blush of red on her cheeks. We walked down the path to where it ended, next to the pond. Duh. I stayed silent. Alice sat down on the bench. We gazed at the smooth surface of the pond for several long minutes before she began to speak. You don't hate me. What? Why? I tried to kill you. You mean in the AB game? Yes. I was so scared. You wouldn't be. Kidnapped and locked up, forced to play some sort of bizarre game. And then we found that bomb. I know it probably sounded calm, but as soon as we found that thing, all I wanted to do was run away from it as fast as I could. Things just went downhill from there. What do you mean? I remember hearing the Quark had collapsed and running to the infirmary with everyone else. When I got there, I realized I couldn't understand what anybody was saying. And then everything looked... I don't know how to describe it. It was like watching a video on fast forward, only it was real. Then I started to feel like... well, it's hard to explain. I guess you could say I didn't feel like myself, and it only got worse. That was probably the Radical 6. Yes, I think so. I don't remember much after that. But when I woke up in the infirmary, suddenly all that fear was back. So That is an unfortunate posing. All I could think about was getting out of this place as fast as I could. Never even crossed my mind that I could kill you. God help me, even if I had, I don't think I would have cared. See, I'm horrible. You hate me, don't you? Just do it. What? Do what? Kill me. Get it over with. What the hell, Alice? I'm not going to kill you. I don't even hate you. You're lying. I could have killed you. I would have killed you. Come on, calm down. No one's killing anyone. A single tear rolled down Alice's cheek. Then another, and another, leaving shining lines across her face. When I reached out, I saw her tense, just slightly. Slowly, I brushed my thumb across her cheek and off, taking her tears with it. When did this... Okay, A, when did we suddenly have time for this? B, stop it. Choices being made all over the place. Why are you doing this? You know, you kind of remind me of my father. It's got weirder. That's who you were after, right? The people who killed your dad? Yes. Did they have anything to do with the Myrmidons? Well, you promised not to tell Clover that I cried. Ah, come on. If you keep your mouth shut, I'll tell you what you want to know. About myself, about the Myrmidons. Deal? Sure. My lips are sealed. Really? What crying? I don't remember any crying. Good. Alright then. Alice took a deep breath and began. This feels like it's going to be a whole last monologue. I am not going to read it in Alice's voice because I have this sudden need to breathe correctly. Me, two wildly unsustainable character voices. Who could have seen this comic? That's a good crack. My father is Egyptian, but my mother's French. They met while my mother was on Egypt, or indeed in Egypt, on vacation, and married shortly thereafter. When I was 3, we all moved to the US. My father was a scientist and his field was cloning. He was recruited by an American lab, which was why we moved. Both of my parents had used English around me from the time I was born, so I didn't have any problems adapting to life in the US. By my 9th birthday, we'd been there for 6 years. That was when it happened. In the middle of the day, my mother showed up at school. Her eyes were red and puffy, but she didn't say anything to me on the drive home. When we arrived, there were several policemen there to meet us. My father had always been a very punctual man, and when dinner time came and went with no sign of him, even I began to realise something terrible had happened. It wasn't until several years later that I finally learned the truth. My father's lab had been attacked by terrorists, and he had been kidnapped. For the rest of my childhood, my mother raised me by herself. I didn't realise it then, but it must have been incredibly difficult for her as a single mother, alone in a country where any relatives were a transatlantic flight away. She did her best not to let me see it, but every so often when she thought she was alone, the mask would fall away, and in every line of her face I could see the exhaustion and loneliness. As much as I missed my father, it was those moments that made me wish more than anything they had never been taken. Fortunately, I was an excellent student and did especially well in math. I earned a full ride scholarship straight out of high school and spent the next several years studying. After graduation, I took a job with the Department of Defense, hoping that they might have the resources to help me look for my father. I was immediately assigned to the Special Office of Internal Security. Their purpose is to investigate and sometimes deal with terrorist organisations and other serious threats to the state. I could tell my mother wasn't happy about my decision. I heard. Eventually I learned that the terrorist organisation that had taken my father was none other than the Myrmidons, although at the time that name didn't mean anything to me. They were suspected of human cloning. Specifically, it was thought that they'd been using cloning techniques to copy their most useful members and expand their ranks. The Myrmidons apparently believed that they could use cloning to recreate a new race of humans. Now, at last, I knew the reason for my father's abduction. The commander of the Myrmidons is a man named Left, for some reason. We know his name and his gender, but not his appearance or his age. The Myrmidons are closely associated with a cult known as Free the Soul. we believe that Free the Soul, which my brain wants to pronounce as Free La Soul, as in like Della Soul. We believe that Free the Soul provides their funding, but trying to pin any kind of misdeeds on the cult's leader, a man named Brother, is like trying to nail Jello to a wall. Brother is supposed to be fairly advanced in years, and rumours say he's so old he can't even get out of a bed. Unfortunately, his mind seems to be as sharp as ever. At that point, I hit a wall. Also relatable. I knew the Myrmidons had been behind my father's kidnapping, but that was all I could learn about them. You know what? Honestly, it's early, but it's Saturday, and I keep hitting some fairly major pauses in my ability to English, so I think we're going to call it there. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks to everyone who's been watching. Thanks a lot if you stayed to the end. It means a lot. If you've been watching this, you know where to find me, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent. That's SERASENT, the House of Hubris. Link below this. No, the link below this is to a different thing. What I mean to say is we're on every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. That is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific, where I will be continuing this game as it continues to punish me for every choice I make, and then it will do something bizarre of its own. If you want to get notified when we're live, just so you don't forget, give us a follow on Twitch. I'm, like I say, putting out content 3 days a week, so there'll be plenty of stuff for you to watch. Also, if you want even more stuff to watch, VODs are on my Twitch for 8 weeks after they've aired, but about a fortnight after they've aired, they will go onto my YouTube. That's what there's a link for below. That's youtube.com/users/rf191999. But like I say, link in my bio. Just check that out, easiest. And if you subscribe to that, you'll get, again, every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, a hot new VOD delivered to your inbox. We've just, I think, got up to the end of the first game in this series on the YouTube, so there's so many games, I can't list them all. We've done a lot. I say we. It's me. It's just me. But I am we. As we are he, and we are me, and we are all together. In the words of a walrus. What else was there? If you want to see me elsewhere on the internet, the best place to look is everybody's least favourite bird-based social platform, and I'm at Waruce, that's W-A-R-U-C-E. And if you want to see me in other projects, check out twitch.tv/TheBardsPlayhouse, that's TheBardsPlayhouse. Saturday nights at 11:30 PM British, that is 6:30 PM Eastern, because I have an interesting relationship with sleep. And yes, that's every Saturday, that includes tonight, where I am in an ongoing Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition, Fall of London Chronicle, skip some words. It's a lot of fun. Things are about to start seriously kicking off as we kind of move into the last chapter of it. But hey, perfect time to come and start getting caught up and see what terrible, terrible decisions we make, because they will be. Cool. I'm going to assume I just did all of the wrap-up correctly, because I have streamer brain and tired brain that are both combining to say, I have no clue what words just came out of my mouth, so deal with them. So, sorry for the shorter session today. I'm going to go and have a lie down, I guess. And, yeah. Love you all, and I will see you again when I will hopefully be more conscious and less throat ruined on Tuesday. Love you all. Bye.